the H.A.T.A.E podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the H.A.T.A.E podcast with me, Benjamin Madel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're speaking to someone who's not directly in the hairdressing industry, but is involved nonetheless. We're speaking to Angie Bates from Citadel Insurance. How are you, Angie?
Hey, doing great. Thank you for having me.
No trouble at all. Wonderful to have you on. So, as I say, we're changing it up a little bit. So, how did you get involved in the hairdressing industry then, Angie? Had you always been involved with this, or were you working in other branches of insurance as well?
So, for the most part, my involvement with the industry is as a consumer. I love makeup and hair, and I have lots of friends that are in the industry. So, I have been around it for a long time. My mom was a hairdresser, so I grew up with it. And I feel like it was just a natural path into, insurance where I was. And then they came out with this program that we are doing the beauty, body work, and wellness and the hairstylist, the sector of it, that clientele really spoke to me just because I have a good history with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you involved in sort of all aspects of hairdressing? Are you involved with salons, self-employed individuals, chair rentals, booth rentals, suite rentals? Do you cover all aspects of the hair industry with the insurance you offer, or do you sort of specialize in one particular area?
Yeah, so with the policies that I offer are geared towards a solopreneur. So it's going to be someone who's got a booth rent chair or has a suite that they're working out of, not necessarily a large salon with multiple stylists in it. It's just going to be geared towards that specific solopreneur hairstylist that's going to be doing the booth rent and the suites like that.
Oh, perfect. It's something that sort of gets overlooked because obviously as hairdressers we tend to be quite creative people. Not to say that
Sure.
we can't run businesses and we don't do paperwork, but we don't tend to like it.
Yeah.
It's something that often gets overlooked in the hairdressing industry. I mean, what would be some examples there of sort of what from what you've seen being involved with the community and through your own personal experience of sort of instances where the need for insurance has come up?
Yeah, so we have been in this industry, the insurance industry, for a very long time. And I think that with the experiences that we've seen as far as the education goes, with the training, there seems to be a little bit of a lack of education as far as insurance goes. A lot of the times in the schools, they're going to be teaching you techniques. They're going to teach you how to keep yourself safe. They're teaching you how to keep your clients safe. But I think that the insurance conversation, although it might be mentioned in passing, doesn't have a real discussion on how to do best practice with insurance policies. We have seen lots of insurance companies coming out with policies for auto and home, and everyone is, they're a broad spectrum. They have insurance coverage for, a blanket of people, but the real important aspect of it is to get into the niche areas where you have these solopreneurs, these hairstylists that are renting out booth space and really educating them on the insurance necessities. And I feel like that is a really important aspect of business. You're going to be learning how to do your job. I believe that learning how to protect your business is a huge important aspect of it. And at Wellness Pro, we are reaching out and we are doing the work to make sure that everybody's covered in the proper way. And the education piece goes more than just here's a policy, good luck. We're really tailoring it to the specific hairstylist, all the services that they're offering to make sure that their coverage really is honed in on the services that they offer.
Yeah, absolutely. It is so important, to be insured. I'm not sure, it's another expense on top of another expense. We know that, but this is a really
Sure.
important one. If you
Yeah.
don't have insurance, you can end up in real serious trouble, can't you? Especially
Yeah.
with the litigious nature, of society these days.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let me speak on that for a moment. I know that in this day and age, we have social media and it is so amazing. And the information is right at your fingertips, and you're able to look up anything and get access to different sources of education. And with that does come the additional risks, and people are feeling more empowered, which is a good thing. But at the same time, there is a little bit of risk there because they believe that they now know everything. And so they have an opportunity to go and create, some ruckus. I'm not happy with my service. I'm going to, go online and I'm going to say all these things about you and, you better make it right. And that can become very stressful. I mean, a small mishap in a salon could potentially, you know, reduce basic, um, what am I trying to say? So it's just the comfort of knowing that if something comes to you, that you're going to have that protection. And a lot of people feel like they're educated enough to where they know everything and they're going to sue you and that they're definitely going to win because everything they looked up online is telling them that they have a great lawsuit. But if you have the proper insurance in place for you, you're going to have that protection to those people that are trying to, make a big claim of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is something that we see in the community a little bit. I've seen plenty of more examples of it throughout the industry over the years. Is there is this thing exactly as you've just said, it's that little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Mm,
And if you haven't got that safety net of an insurance policy underneath you, all of a sudden things can get a bit worrying a bit quickly. If
yeah.
someone's going to come and take you to court, be it a color, be it a cut, self-esteem issues they can sue for. There's
Oh,
so many areas, isn't there, that people can go after you for, without actually causing any particular damage. It may not even be your fault as a hairdresser. It's such a sticky wicket at the moment out there, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. And with that, the small issues can blow up and they can accelerate to huge claims. If there's something that happens, I just talked to one of my clients last week, and they had one of their clippers exploded in the salon, and it was next to somebody who had, some valuables where their purse was sitting, and that was damaged, and it just escalated to a situation that didn't need to be there. And we go from these small, frivolous issues to huge claims, and something that you might think can just be resolved over a refund or a conversation. They're not stopping there anymore. They're
Yeah.
moving things forward and they are making it worse and they're taking it to the next level. So if you don't have that proper coverage, you're going to be the one holding that bag and paying out of pocket. So the insurance really is there to protect you. You've spent all this money on training, on equipment, doing your continuing education. That piece for insurance is missing there, but that's covering all of the work that you've put in all these years to build the business that you've wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, you could have a business for 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, 60 years. And all it takes is one client,
Yeah.
one bad individual. And as I say, it might things that it's a prime example, not even their fault. It's a
Yeah.
malfunctioning clipper charger or
Hmm.
clipper from another company, and it's gone bang. It's caused issues to another a client's um, property, and that was that. Then all of a sudden, it is your fault because it is in your premises, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the times these things happen and it's just a normal day. It's just going into work and it's business as usual. You have your standard practices, you have your safety measures, and it's just always going to be that one thing, that fluke accident that happens, and you're going to be like, oh no, well, I didn't expect this. But that is the essence of insurance. You have that to protect you in case of, it's just these random things that happen, and nobody expects to be driving to work and get in a car accident, but that's why we have insurance, because it's there to cover you from things that you're not expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it mainly personal insurance that you offer to individuals and businesses, or is it as well as a contents and property insurance that you offer?
Yeah, so the policies that we offer at Wellness Pro Insurance is going to be professional liability, so that's going to cover your services, and then there is also general liability, and that's going to cover if there are accidents on the job. So say somebody comes in and they slip in the salon and they sprain their wrist or break their arm, that's going to be covering that. And then there's product liability, which is going to cover you in case you are using a product on one of your clients and there could be a bad reaction, they break out in hives, that type of thing. So the product liability is going to be covering you for that.
Yeah, fantastic. And with those liabilities as well, would that cover your equipment as well that you're using, or is it purely just a safety net to stop litigation?
Yeah, it would be that safety net to stop the litigation. With the equipment coverage, there are separate policies that we can look into to cover the equipment that you use. Just kind of depends on how much equipment, how expensive it is. If you think that you are, at higher risk for damage or stolen, that type of thing. But there is a separate policy for that type of coverage.
That's fabulous. So it is a fully customizable product you offer then. It's,
It,
you start at
yeah.
A, get the right way to Z.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's ever changing as well with the services that you offer. Sometimes my friend, she owns a salon here in town and she started out doing hair and then she slowly incorporated other services into her practice. So now she's doing a little bit of waxing. Now she's also doing some facials. So as she grows, the policy grows with her and we're able to, if we need to add on certain endorsements to cover that new service that she has, we can do that. So we are also growing with you as you're building up your clientele and your business.
Oh, that's fabulous. So you could start off, let's make it easy and say January. Okay, we're a hair salon. Wonderful, wonderful. You know what? I think we've got a bit of extra space. We're going to do some waxing. You can then alter that policy through the middle of the year.
Yes, absolutely. So you just keep in contact with us. We're really easy to reach. I'm available to talk anytime via phone, text message, Facebook. You can even catch me on Instagram, just any type of way that is the best fit for you to reach out. We're always available to answer the questions. And that's the most important aspect, I think, of being somebody's agent is the availability to be there and answer the questions and make people feel comfortable with what they're purchasing.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as you are speaking to a person as well.
Yeah.
That's the key thing is, we've all been there, haven't we? We sit there in a phone queue waiting for a robot to get round to talking to us. And
Yeah.
it's sometimes things are a little bit nuanced, more nuanced than what they can offer. So and that,
Yeah.
like you say, you're available as and when you are the one who's dealing with this. You're not just a cog in a wheel, so to speak.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely available. We have a really knowledgeable team here as well. So if I'm helping with another client, you're still going to get somebody on the phone. And we've got them available. You can message through the website. There is a main phone number as well, that the team is really educated and we're all here to help you.
That's fabulous. And what regions do you cover? Because I know we're obviously based here in
Oh,
America. So what
yeah.
regions do you cover?
Yeah, so we have coverage across the whole US. We haven't broken out to anything overseas right now. Maybe that will come to us in the future, maybe not. But for right now, we are mainly in US, so I cover all 50 states.
Fabulous. That's a great thing. And where can people get in contact with you, Angie?
Yeah, so you can email me at angieb@citadelus.com. And you can also find me Angie Biz Protect on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, that's fabulous. So yeah, what would yours just before we wrap up? What would your sort of top tips be for stylists and if they're looking to come out and get insurance and what they should be insured for?
Yeah, I would highly recommend to get the full policy that's going to cover you for the professional services, for the general liability, and the product that you're going to be using on your clients. The nice thing about our policy is it's all combined into one. So you don't have to piece it out. You don't have to get separate policies. We're going to include everything for you there. And that's going to give you the most important coverage. And then just keeping open communication with us as your provider. If you are adding on new services, just let us know. Let's make sure that the policy that you have is good for those additional services that you're going to start to offer. So I would just do that. Also, keep notes. I think that's really important. There's lots of clients that have different formulas and things that you tried last time, and just keeping track of those is going to be really important and just keeping all the information fresh.
Yeah, that's a great tip. That really is. It's because we've all been there. As hairdressers, it's a bit of a busy day, and we're well,
Yeah,
Mrs. Smith's in. We know what we're doing with Mrs. Smith. Oh, she fancied a bit more ashy today. A bit of ash in there, yeah, we'll be fine. And then you
yeah,
forget to mark that down. And if there is an issue that arises from that day's color, for no
yeah.
great reason, then that enables you to say, by writing that down, it allows you to have that extra protection that will work with your insurance in order to say, well, we've done everything we can sort of reasonably to keep everyone safe.
Yeah, it's really, really important to do that. I know that things are constantly changing, environments change, the weather's changing, like the products might change a little bit, and your clients although they're the same person, like their body chemistry also might change. So writing down those things is going to be very helpful for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fabulous. Well, thank you very much for coming on today, Angie. That's fabulous. What
Thank
we'll do
you.
is I will put all your contact details and whatnot in the show notes and on the links and whatnot
Perfect.
else. But yes, if people want to get in touch with you, those will be there. And
Yes.
there's Angie here. She does a wonderful job, very easy to deal with. And as you say, you're dealing with a person.
Yes, absolutely. Would love to help anybody who's interested.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Angie.
Thank you, Ben.